When that particular sex tape came out, like, what was your first reaction just when it came out?
My first reaction was, I'm speaking from a brother perspective, not a fan. I'm speaking from a brother perspective. We came from the same womb, same woman, raised in the same house. Uh, I told you, just like you would be with your brother. If your brother, if you told your brother don't do nothing or this, that, and the other, he was gonna get in trouble, and he did, and you'd be like, God, man, I told you not to do that. That was my first response to that when it actually happened. And then it was just so real. Then when everybody started gravitating to it and seeing the tape and showing the tape and stuff like that, and then for me to even be brought up in the conversation, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind. I was actually, shocked.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So now, as when I look back on his lawyer saying that I played doubles and that could be his brother in the tape, those are the things that ruined my life. It ruined my life because I was questioned about it. I actually walked down the street, with my children, and women then walked up to me and said, "Hey, you R.Kelly brother." I said, "Yes, ma'am. How you doing?" And spit in my face because they said that I tried to bring my brother down by making the tape and getting him to go to jail for it. See, a lot of people don't really know what's real, and what's fake. It's Hollywood, So. And I done actually seen things, even with my kids. My kids have been through things.
Where people approach them just because of the relation between, that's being their uncle.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yep.
How did now when you say that he didn't approach you with it, but his attorneys, would they called you up, or was this like on the actual date y'all had to go to court when they? Is it true that you were offered some money to go to court and say, yes, this is me in that tape to get the charges off of him?
I mean, that part is true, but to be honest with you, Doc, a lot of things is in my book, Walk a Mile in My Shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things is in the movie, as well, so and a lot of things is in my music, so I have to be honest, I actually, I'm actually talking to my brother in my music. That's why I said, this really ain't got nothing to do with the world, but I'm actually talking to him and speaking to him in the music, and we basically talking in codes because, that's what we do. So.
When was the last time you actually spoke to him, like, face to face?
It's been about 10 years. About 10 years.
And how was that conversation? Was y'all like on bad terms or good terms, or like how did that conversation go?
Well, the conversation went pretty good on my part. I would have to say that because I actually called him and I congratulated him, for beating the case. I said, hey, man, I'll never forget it. I said, hey, Rob, man, you beat the odds. I never brought up, I never mentioned anything about my name was brought up and I was threw up under the bus. I was past that. I was just glad to see that my brother had beat it. And when I called him, I said, hey, man, you won the case, man. I said, man, God is good, man. I said, God is good, bro. He said, God ain't got nothing to do with this. That's what he said. And when he said that, I got chills because, see, like I said, we was brought up a certain way. And when you start talking like you don't know God, you're God, that's when a lot of things in your world start crumbling down because none of us are God.
Right.
So when he said that, and he said, man, you need to get your life together. And I couldn't do nothing but look at the phone. I'm like, I wasn't the one going through no 6-year trial. My life together. My name was brought up in it, but God saw me through it, and they knew it wasn't me, and that was that. But at the same time, people were still judging me.
Right.
So, like I said, I called him, and I told him congratulations, and that was the conversation. That's the last time that I pretty much spoke with him.
Now, as far as the movie, the book, and the music that you just named, A lot of that stuff you're gonna be previewing and putting trailers and stuff out on your YouTube channel.
Yes, yes.
Okay, and that's the YouTube channel is r.kelly, correct?
It's Carey Killer Kelly, the YouTube channel, but we're actually going to be putting it out on We Are One TV.
weare1tv.com.
.com.
Okay, all right.
It's We Are One, WER1 TV
Okay.
on YouTube.
And as far as when you drop that next song, they say with the whole project that is going to be on, you're going to give like the fans a different mixture of different styles, or will that's just going to be a single, then it's going to lead into a project? Will the project be mainly revolving around your relationship, or you're going to have different subject matters on there?
It's going to be different subject matters, but it's going to be on the 773 to Go soundtrack, LP, and that right there is, people need to just check it out, man, because that's going to have a little bit more information and different things and a variety of just to prove who I am, as an artist, just to show my talent overall.
Right.
And my group, outstanding members.
Okay. And they all outstanding members is a rap group?
Yes.
Okay. And do they have any music out available right now for people to be able to check?
Yes.
Okay, through the same YouTube channel, or just they need to just type in outstanding members?
They can type in outstanding members.
Okay. Now, the next question I wanted to ask you is kind of going back a little bit, because I just want to see as far as, everything just purely through your perspective. When that particular sex tape came out, like, what was your first reaction just when it came out?
My first reaction was, I'm speaking from a brother perspective, not a fan. I'm speaking from a brother perspective. We came from the same womb, same woman, raised in the same house. I told you, just like you would be with your brother. If your brother, if you told your brother don't do nothing or this, that, and other, he was gonna get in trouble, and he did, and you'd be like, God, man, I told you not to do that. That was my first response to that when it actually happened. And then it was just so real. Then when everybody started gravitating to it and seeing the tape and showing the tape and stuff like that, and then for me to even be brought up in the conversation, it just blew my mind. It blew my mind. I was actually, shocked. I was shocked, like, in awe, like, man, I can't believe this thing got out of hand like this. You know what I mean?
Right. And as far as like the intermediate family, I know you said you have other siblings, and as far as the parents and everything, like, how was your mother still alive during this time?
No. My mom passed in 1993.
Okay, my condolences. So she didn't see any of this going on?
No.
Well, I guess that's, because I was going to ask, like, how did this, I know you said it affected your kids where they, they go through issues with it. Like, how did it affect the Kelly family as a whole? Or how do people look at it?
To be honest with you, man, a lot of people, they turn a deaf ear and a blind eye in the family, especially if Robert if he's doing anything for them, like helping them pay their rent or some stuff like that. That's all they care about. Even family, it's not just people in the world, even family. That's why the family has been divided, because if a person step up and say, hey, you know what, enough is enough, man, that's not right. Something going on for, a long time. It's not right. He need help. When you love someone, you tell them they need help. You don't, say, hey, man, that's cool what you're doing. That's cool. Because a person that loves someone wants them to get help. They don't want them to continue to make the same mistakes over and over again.
Now, like, kind of on that same level of what you're saying right now, a lot of times I would hear him blame. He would say, the negative comments that he's getting either from family, yourself, or other people, it all stems from because these individuals were fired. Like how would your response be to that?
Well, I all I can say is, brother, is that check my book out, man, because my book is gonna be able to, walk a mile in my shoes. Is gonna be able to explain a whole lot of questions, unanswered questions, and it can't change people's minds. Everybody got their own minds, but I mean, it'll give the Kelly family. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get my mama's legacy back. My mama legacy needs to be respected, because she was a great woman. She raised 4 kids by herself, and she worked hard, and she went to school, and the things that she instilled and taught us is not this here that we hearing that's going on.
Right. So you basically saying, I know you say you want people to check out the book, but you was basically just, to summarize it, you would say that's false. That's not a true statement. That the only reason the people that's close to him is saying what they saying is just because they were fired.
No, I would say that is false. That's false. They're not saying that because they was fired. I don't believe that. That they saying things because they fired.
Right.
That's just a method of when something go bad. For somebody to be able to stand up and play victim. He's playing victim. He's been playing victim, and that's the whole thing. The truth is the truth, and that's not gonna never change.
What was the number one? It may not be just one particular thing, but when you put out that 19-minute song, and I know you said you should have never said my name, was that the main thing that prompted your response, or was the whole thing like, what was your just reaction to that whole song in general?
Well, to be honest with you, I was really minding my own business. I was in the studio already working on the album, and it didn't have anything to do with, I confess. It was just me staying in my lane and staying out of his way and staying out of, everybody's way, and focusing on what I'm doing. The thing that bothered me about that, to be honest, when I first heard it, I said, man, there he go lying again, tricking the public. But that didn't bother me until it got to that point. It bothered me, but I'm like, okay, this is what he doing. He plays the victim. I know that. When something go wrong, he say people did this to him. They did that to him. They did this to him because his fans and his true followers is going to feel sorry that they did this. So that didn't really bother me. I felt that people was going to be able to see through it. See through the lies and on things, if they go back on different things that he said previously. But what really bothered me, Doc, was when he said that, his brothers haven't been his brothers. We've done nothing but love and support Rob from day one. If I wasn't, to be honest with you, if I wasn't my brother keeper, I'm hearing people saying, I'm not my brother's keeper and different things like that. The things that I actually know, they wouldn't have never got a 12-play album after that came out. They would have never got another album with the things that I know. God knows that I've been my brother's keeper. He haven't never kept me. So at the end of the day, the bottom line is when he said those words that my brothers haven't been my brothers, it struck a nerve in me, and most importantly, when he said that, and he turned around and said that we had, basically in so many words, me knowing Robert and his intellect, he said we done him so wrong that our mama is turning over in her grave. And that right there, it sparked something in me, and where it was just enough is enough. Enough is enough, and that's the mode that I went into. Enough is enough. The truth got to be told. The truth got to be told, not just for what he said, but looking at the history of things that has transpired. All those families, everybody ain't. My mama used to tell us one thing, and it stuck with me. If everybody's saying something about you, it's you. That's what she taught us, and that's how she used to gauge whether or not we was being bad at school.
If everybody was saying the same thing, it must be some truth to it. And it seems as if, and it's just from the outside looking in, as time progressed and especially listen to the things that you're saying as far as tricking or trying to trick the fans or the masses. And it seems as time continuously go on, you got Spotify removing his music. It seems like, you have people doing the mute R.Kelly campaign and everything, it seemed like, especially the society we live in right now with the Me Too movement and everything going on, it seemed like more people are paying attention to it now. And it was kind of, even weird for me for that song to come out, because I'm like, it's just going to make people focus in on it even more. And then for me to see, like, okay, it's actual blood brother to come out and speak on it. I feel like people should speak to the people that's close to them, because you don't know if you're getting the truth or not. You need to hear every angle so the viewers get the opportunity to make up their own mind of what they believe, is the truth or not. And you kind of alluded to something that I was going to ask you, for the viewers, if, I just want to give you the opportunity to be able to address it, and you probably have heard it before, for the viewer that say, oh, he's bitter or angry, and you just said something about not being my brother's keeper and disloyal, you basically just answered that. You say you're not doing none of this just because of bitterness and anger. It's all about truth.
It's all about truth. It's all about truth, brother, with me. And the thing of it is why I haven't I really haven't said anything for years about none of this situation. But like I said, when a person is constantly, throwing you under the bus, and they constantly, they know they got a platform, and they can get people to believe in different things because they have this platform, and that's what they use as a weapon towards you. We only got two cheeks. If a person keep hitting you in your cheek, is you just gonna keep turning it. You gonna start fighting back. That's just human nature.
Right. That at the end of the day, would you say, do you still love your brother?
Of course, I love my brother. I love my brothers. I love my sisters. Of course, I do. They a product of my mama. If I didn't love my brother, if I didn't love my mama, there's no way in the world that I can actually love my mama or say that I love my mama if I didn't love her kids, if I didn't love who came from her.
Right.
But as far as loving me, no, I don't have a problem with Robert. It's been a problem with me from the word go. I don't have a problem. My thing is the things that's going on with him, I pray for him. I really do. At the same time, I got to defend mine. I got to speak on my truth. I got to speak on my life and different things that's going on with me.
Right.
So pay attention to Speak Through Me, man, because Speak Through Me is it's a movement that we're putting together. No pedophilia. And it's not just about Robert. It's about anybody out there that's actually molesting kids, anybody out there that's using their power and their position in this world to be able to do things like that and get away with it. That's what it's about. Speak Through Me.
Word.
Soundtrack.
That's a dope movement. If you were able to sit down with your brother today, just one-on-one in the room across the table from each other, and have a conversation with him, one, would you do it? And two, what would you talk about? What would you want to talk to him about? Try to get him some help or what?
Yeah, actually, to be honest with you, me knowing me, I probably would do it, if I could see Robert. See, I can't talk to R. Kelly. R. Kelly is a demon. See, that's my brother. It's the R. Kelly brand and what he's been able to do all these years and how he's been abusing what my mama taught us against. It's Robert. I can talk to Robert. If Robert ever show up and come back, I can sit down with my brother. R. Kelly ain't my brother.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I definitely see what you're saying. And when can people start expecting some of these, projects to come out?
Sometime in September. We actually putting things together right now as we speak.
And what's the name of those projects again, so people can remember?
773 to Go. Soundtrack. 773 to Go, the movie. Walk a Mile in My Shoes, the audiobook. And Speak Through Me. Speak Through Me. And I just want to say this to anybody and everybody that's out there listening. If you've been hurt or you've been done wrong or you've been, you felt like that your childhood was taken from you, y'all can speak through us, OSM, Outstanding Members, because we're speaking up for that. Like I said, it's not just about Robert. It's about anybody. A lot of people is afraid. I know because I was afraid to tell my family that I knew loved me, but I didn't think they was gonna believe me.
Yeah, and that's crazy because we, fortunately, I haven't been through that type of situation, but hearing the story of others that speak about being molested, that you hear people say that, I even, even when the Me Too movement, is there a particular reason? Do you think it's because the person, they don't believe that, like when you, to be blunt with it, when you say, okay, I'm molested by someone, and you say you don't think people will believe you, you think it's because of who the person is, that they just like, oh no, that person couldn't have never did that. I wonder like
Exactly.
what gauges
Exactly.
those feelings.
Exactly. That's what it was. And then you have some people that I spoke to that didn't come forth because that person told them they was going to kill their mom, their dad, and they didn't want to see anything happen to their family members. So they not only is they doing kids like this, but they putting fear in their heart. Don't nobody want to be the cause of their mama getting killed or their daddy getting killed or anybody that they love in their family. So most of them do the scare tactic with that. I'm gonna do this to you. If I'm gonna do this to your people, if you tell that type of stuff.
Do you believe that a person that, even the situation you went through with that individual, or just in general, someone that's molesting kids, that they have a serious, like, it's a mental issue that can be diagnosed and help, or what
It
type?
definitely is. It definitely is a mental issue to the tenth power, and because there's no way. Like I say, if I'm 6 years old when it happened to me, and I'm six, I just got off the train. You understand? I don't really know that much in this world, but one thing I did know was this ain't right. This shouldn't be happening to me. So if a kid know that, and an adult don't know that, they're sick. They
Right.
got to be sick. They need help. They need help because that's not right. It's not normal.
And I know you mentioned that you have two kids. Did it affect your relationships with women as you were growing up until you got to where you at mentally now? Did it affect anything, like how you dealt with women? Not saying like abusing or dealing with younger kids, but just like maybe lack of trust or anything of that nature.
Well, actually, it affected me in a whole nother way. And the way that it affected me was to step up and be a man and protect. I went in protect mode when it came to my kids. I went in protect mode when it came to any kids, little kids in my family or things of that nature. I went into protect mode. I'm always watching them. I'm looking and maybe call it paranoia, but I know what happened to me. I know what happened to me. So yeah, I would, I never would want to see a child go through anything like that. Nobody should deserve to go through anything like that ever in his life because it messes with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, yeah. And one question I didn't get to ask you at the beginning, when we were starting off, of course, you guys are from Chicago, and I know you said y'all was getting like drum sets and everything like that for Christmas. I was gonna ask, especially with the Chicago and the representation that we see now on the news and everything, what do you did you say what kept you guys to stray away from like the gangs and the violence and get caught up in that world? Was it the music?
Yes, yes. And my mama, she wasn't playing. She could sling a shoe around the corner. I never understood how that shoe bent around that corner.
Yeah,
She made it happen. You know, she wasn't no joke. She was a gangster.
yeah.
To be honest with you. So I feared her. We feared her. Not that she was. I mean, she was firm. She gave us a chance to, hey, if we told the truth, hey, we good. But it's the line, and she instilled that in us. If you lie, you'll steal. If you steal, you'll kill. She instilled that in us.
Mm. So what type of advice would you give to, a Chicago native or anybody that's just growing up in the hood that may have, their environment is out of maybe, drug infested or gang infested? Like, what type of advice would you give to them if you were speaking to a kid that maybe don't have any guidance or don't have a father around?
Man, I'll just tell them, man, look, just keep your head up and try to stay out of trouble because trouble is so easy to get into and it's hard. Sometimes it takes lifetime. a lifetime for them to get out of it. So think before you act. And
Definitely.
believe in your dream of whatever your dream is. If you want to draw, you do that. If you want to play basketball, you pick that basketball up. If you wanna if you wanna be a school teacher, you go to school and get your education so you can teach other kids. And whatever you want to do, be the best at what you can be at what you're doing. Don't settle for less, don't nothing, and stay focused.
Definitely. Well, once again, I greatly appreciate you taking out your time and having this interview. And I just want, give you the floor. Or if there's any last words that you want to say, if you want to plug your social media and everything else, you got this the opportunity. You got it.
Okay. Hold on. I want you to speak to my producer real quick. Hold on.
What's going on, Doc?
Hey, what's going on? You all right?
I'm fine. This is Luke from OSM. I produce all the tracks for Carey, all
Mm-hmm.
the tracks 773 to go. I wrote the movie that we in, and it's going to be something big. And I just want to give you big shots out, man. Appreciate you taking time chilling with us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And
No, I appreciate it.
letting you know, 773 to go will be available third week in September. We're going to do the soundtrack first, let the soundtrack pump up, and then I'm going to bring a movie out for the last quarter of the year, probably towards the holiday. Just give us a little space to do things. It's going to be 7 tracks. We're finna set up some shows and tours, and plus his book finna come out. So I know we're going to be pretty busy promoting the audio book and things of that nature.
Right. Well, definitely at any time in between those projects, definitely be keeping contact with each other, and whatever I can do to help with promotion and all that stuff, I got you.
And I appreciate you, Doc. We are One TV on YouTube. Any any information you want, any snippets of the songs, all that's gonna already be up. The trailer, we already got one trailer on We Are One TV on YouTube, and then Outstanding Members website as well. We putting that together. We reconstruction now, updating with all the current information. And Carey Kelly page, he got a YouTube page too. We building that up, so we appreciate you, Doc. We definitely gonna let you know, since you've been one of the first ones that reached out and showed us love. We're gonna let you know immediately as soon as we drop anything, any new information, anything. We're going to hit you up, Doc. We appreciate you.
Okay,
We
man.
appreciate everything, Doc.
Oh, yeah. Double salute to both of y'all, and I greatly appreciate y'all time.